morning, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Squigs, reporting for the Poetry Times, broadcasting from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, acknowledging Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Ininu, Cree, Dene, and Dakota, and is the birthplace and heart of the Métis Nation. I will be reporting headline news and festivals in and around and of the world of poetry. But please stay tuned for more news and information regarding open mics, workshops, competitions, book launches, and submissions after the headlines. And now for today's headlines. Palestine voices are silenced on social media. Writer, poet, and independent scholar Omar Zaza writes for the Al Jazeera News opinion section what he calls a digital apartheid regarding the censorship of Palestinian voices, most currently, of course, on the social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. In April, the online academic event Whose Narrative? What Free Speech for Palestine was blocked. This event was co-sponsored by the Arab and Muslim Ethnicities and Diaspora Studies program in San Francisco State, and the Council of UC Faculty Associations and the University of California Humanities and Research Institute. You see, this event is actually a repeat of an open classroom discussion co-organized by Dr. Rabab Ibrahim Abdul Hadi of AMED Studies and Dr. Tomomi Kinakawa of Women's and Gender Studies of San Francisco State University. And that was initially censored, actually, in September last year. So this is actually a second time. There's an urgency here I would wish to address. If poetry is about communication, where communication breaks down, hate may persist. And please voice your thoughts regarding this article in the comments here at the Poetry Times. We would love to hear from our viewers, and especially now, want to hear more voices. And for more on this, please read Omar Zaza's article on AlJazeera.com. Now over to the U.S., the Sacramento Bee reports Alexandra Huynh, an 18-year-old poet from Sacramento, was named the new National Youth Poet Laureate, and this happened over the 20th of this month. Huynh, who is a second-generation Vietnamese American, the Sacramento Bee reports, is passionate about youth empowerment, climate action, and creative writing, and it says she uses poetry as a tool of self-reclamation and social justice for marginalized communities. And here at the Poetry Times, we are joyous to celebrate another new voice taking the stage. And for more on this, and to watch Alexandra Huynh's recite her remarkable poem, Inheritance, please visit www.sacbee, that's SACBEE.com. Now, once more across the pond, in much appreciation to my co-host Martin from the UK for contributing this report to my segment, the Creative Future Writers Award, a national writing competition for underrepresented writers who lack opportunities due to health or other circumstance, will be taking applications until the 6th of June. See, with lots of prizes to offer, and the top prize being a whopping £100 in cash money, plus publication, as well other prizes offered are professional mentoring and manuscript support, free access to writing courses, and free memberships. To enter, submit one poem of up to 42 lines long of length, 42 lines, on the theme of essential. Submissions are free and open to underrepresented writers who are also UK residents and British citizens. All entrants must be over the age of 18, and underrepresented, the term is defined on their website. So please, for more information on this, about the awards, check out www.creativefuture.org.uk. Now over to India. Indian Express reports the Kerala International Literature Festival, which was held actually last Friday online. It was an e-festival and began with poems by Asma Azize from Palestine and Ismath Hussain from Lakshadweep, featuring poets from 9 countries including South Africa, Italy, US, Ireland, and more than 50 renowned poets. Of them, 50 renowned poets amongst the likes of Taz Lima, Nazarene, and Indian poets Salma, Chandrakant Patil, and Rafiq Ahmed. For more on this festival and to view their recordings of the festival, please visit their Facebook account. That is Kerala, Kerala Literature Festival, and view the recordings as well on YouTube. And following the sun back to Croatia, Goran Spring Festival will be held in Zagreb, Croatia on the 4th till 6th of June. Organized by the Student and Cultural and Artistic Association, the Gorovano Plejke is amongst the oldest and most influential Croatian poetry manifestation, as well as being one of the oldest poetry festivals in Europe, taking place annually since 1963. It bears the name of Ivan Goran Kovacic, poet and partisan fighter who was killed by the fascists during World War II. The festival gathers around 35 guests of all generations, 20 of which are international poets from all over the globe, and 15 local authors. In addition, the festival brings together poetry-oriented professionals, translators, critics, festival organizers, editors, publishers, etc. 3 top valued national prizes are given during the festival. First of which is Goran's Wreath for the life achievement in poetry, Goran for youth poets for the best first manuscript, and Ivan Goran Kovacic for Poetry Book of the Year. Now, for more information on the Goran Spring Festival, please visit www.versopolis/poetry.com, as well for the link to this and other festival websites. Thank you again. That was Headline News and Festivals. I am Squigs reporting for the Poetry Times. Now over to Beirut, Lebanon for more workshop information and other events with our lovely co-host, Maysan. How are you doing, Maysan?
Oops, I had muted myself, my bad. I'm very well. How are you, Squigs?
I am actually enjoying the weather. It's warming up in good old Winterpeg here.
Oh, that's great. Here, finally. Awesome. So I'm looking forward to telling you about the workshops of this week. We'll start off. I've lined up a few workshops that start on Tuesday, June 1st. So the InBetween Collective is hosting Poetry and Resistance, a workshop with Abdullah Adekola. It's a free online workshop, and it will take place at 7 p.m. London time. It's open to both experienced writers and those who are new to the craft. A little bit about the host. Abdullah is a Leeds-based poet and founder of Say It With Your Chest, a creative collective devoted to promoting and developing poetry and creativity in the north of England. So along this event, alongside the other ones I'll be mentioning, will all be found in the description of our newscast for this week. So what's really exciting is some of these events I'm mentioning are not a one-time thing. So the next one is actually 8-session series from June 2nd until the 23rd, organized by the New York Public Library. And it's called Creative Aging, No Small Voices for People 50 and above. So this 8 sessions will read and utilize mentor texts, visual and auditory prompts in small and large group settings to produce original poetry and prose. And all of that original poetry and prose will be part of a final online performance that will be open to the public on June 23rd at 11:30 p.m. London time. It's completely free, but registration is necessary. And it will be run by the award-winning poet Peggy Robles Alvarado. So more information on that in the body of our video. Next up, we have a really exciting week of events. So the week is the Dive In week. This is the 3rd edition of the Dive In. And the whole week consists of events, from musical events to open mics to talks, but Thursday, they've dedicated Thursday to workshops. And they've called it Thundering Fun Thursday. So that's June 3rd. It's going to be 3 workshops, starting with the first one at 12 p.m. London time, called Fish and Ships. And it's a crafts workshop by poet, comedian, and musician John Hegley. This workshop has been described by The Telegraph as marvelous, joyful fun. The tickets are £10, and you can get your tickets through Eventbrite. All the proceedings from the workshop and from all the events of the Dive-In 3 will go to a charity called Frank Water for clean water and sanitation facilities in India and Nepal. The second workshop on that day is at 3 p.m. London time with Matt Jones, titled Can Words Heal the Earth? This is for poets who are interested in finding ways for their words to make an impact in the world. How can you reach the unreachable? Reads the last line of the description of the workshop. The last workshop on Thursday is Recyclables and Recyclages with Jennifer K. Dick. The blurb on the workshop is yet to be announced, but we are sure it's going to be just as unique as the 2 other workshops organized by Dive-In on that day. All right, so taking you for a very different kind of workshop on Saturday, June 5th. An Everlasting Roof is organizing Queer Heart, an ekphrastic poetry workshop, a word that I had to look up, which means vivid in details. So during the workshop, you will use the work of queer artists to explore the themes of body, desire, and kinship. The workshop is facilitated by Mel McEwen, a Black, agender, bisexual writer, teacher, and activist. She has an MFA from Northern Arizona University. The workshop is an inclusive space for all poets. The price of the workshop is $25. However, they do offer reduced tickets and scholarships for those who can't afford the general admission price. You can find out more about this on aneverlastingroof.com. And finally, poetry workshop with Susan-Roney O'Brien on Saturday, June 5th at 7:30 p.m. London time. So Worcester Public Library is hosting this free online workshop as a vehicle for critique, a time for close reading and thoughtful responses that help craft the written word so that it says exactly what the author intends. It is recommended to sign up as soon as possible to receive the writing prompts, as you will need to submit your work 3 days before the workshop so that the attendees have time to read your poem. Susan-Roney O'Brien earned her MFA at Warren Wilson College and is the author of 5 poetry collections. She hosts monthly poetry reading, teaches workshops, and coordinates the Stanley Kunitz summer writing series. So a lot of events are happening this week. We hope that you catch at least some of them. And yes, so thank you so much for listening. And I'm excited to hand you over to Martin in the UK.
Thank you, Maysan. My name is Martin. I am coming to you from Nottingham, UK, the city that in 1776 had a cheese riot. And you can even look that up on Wikipedia. Coming up, a great new book from the USA, also a few juicy submissions. But first, I would like to talk to you about Pimp My Cause. Not Pimp My Ride, but Pimp My Cause, which describes itself as a dating agency for good causes. So essentially, it's a bit like Tinder, but without the ghosting, the time wasting, the eternal disappointment, the being stood up, and the catfishing. Pimp My Cause connects charities and social enterprises with professional marketers, researchers, and specialists. So if you're a marketer with some free time and a charitable side, or if you're a charity or a social enterprise that needs some publicity or marketing support, then please do check them out. Registration is very easy. Just set up a profile, place a wanted ad, and then browse other people to find what you're looking for. Pimp My Cause is free and global and currently has over 2,000 marketeers and 2,500 causes listed on their website. For more information, go to pimpmycause.org. Now, hot off the indie press this week is Farewell Clay Dove by Sophia Falco. And this was researched? This was released on the 20th of May through Unconnected Press in the USA. Sophia is a California-based spoken word poet who has been published in many places, including the Raw Art Review and the Poetry Matters Project. And Farewell Clay Dove is her first full-length collection, following on from her 2019 chapbook, The Immortal Sunflower, which won the Mirabai Prize for Poetry. Farewell Clay Dove is Sophia's personal journey covering themes of bipolar disorder, stigma, illness, and the journey to health. It has been described as a meditation on mania, where every levitation brings an inevitable fall. The contrast between idyllic nature scenes and harsh reality propels the book forward on a wave of bright colour and intense perception. Dandelions become astronauts and skyscrapers grow roots as the speaker moves in and out of reality and eventually into the psych ward, where they must confront the workings of their own mind. Farewell Clay Dove costs $15, is available now, and you can find out more at sophiafalco.com. Now, 3 pieces of submission news for you this week, starting in the USA at winningwriters.com, who are a website full of information for writers. That's both fiction writers and poetry writers. And their website includes advice, literary forums and journals, scam busting, and also lots more. But what I want to draw your attention to is a really intuitive, searchable database of literary contests. And all the contests they list are free to enter and come with a cash prize. Registration to this database is free. You just need your email address. And unlike some databases, they also provide information on the type of writing that is likely to do well in the competitions, and also how much they recommend each prize. Just in June, for example, they have 3 of these poetry contests listed. You can find out more and sign up at winningwriters.com. Now, I couldn't possibly mention them without speaking about one of the poetry contests currently listed there, which is the Blue Mountain Arts Poetry Card Contest from Colorado, USA. And this is open for submissions until the 30th of June. They are looking for poems suitable for their greeting cards. Submissions are free, obviously, and although no specific poem length limit is specified, they recommend short poems. Winning poems will receive prizes of $350, $200, and $100 respectively, and poems will also get to be on their greeting cards. Entries are open to anybody from anywhere in the world, and you can submit as many previously unpublished poems as you like through their website. For submission and more information, go to sps.com. And finally, for submissions this week, do you have an unpublished manuscript that needs a home? Well, then the USA-based Tupelo Press, that's Tupelo Press, are taking submissions for the Berkshire Prize for Poetry until the 31st of May. So if you are watching the show on the day of broadcast, then please do send it off if you have the suitable manuscript. If you're not, then, 7 p.m. every Monday. So now, what they're looking for are any first or second books of poetry in English. And these submissions are open to everybody. There is no upper or lower length limit in terms of number of pages or number of poems that they're looking for in the manuscripts. Submissions cost $30. However, the winning manuscript will receive $3,000, as well as a lot of other good stuff, including links to a network of bookshops around the USA. For more information and for submission, go to tupelopress.org/Berkshire Prize. That is all from me for this week. I hope some of those submissions were of interest to you. And I now hand you over to the delightful Domo. How are you, Domo?
Hi, Martin. Thank you for the glasses. So, I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Yeah, very, very well, thanks. It's really looking forward to a chilled weekend. It's going to be great.
Nice, nice. It's about 90 degrees over here all the time. Yeah. But I would like to say hello to our inspirational poets and awesome artists out there. I am Dominique Bethel, otherwise known as Domo Beth, here in my studio in Pompano Beach, Florida. known for boiling your skin off. We got all that. But I hope your minds have been prepared to receive more futuristic news. Are you ready to see into the crystal ball and discover this week's latest upcoming poetry slams, competitions, and open mic nights with me? Well, these events look like they were created by true visionaries. I encourage you to jump out of your mind and into your intuition as you begin to unearth your talents and get acknowledgement amongst peers. Time for me to stop foreseeing and start telling you where to go. Well, I have traveled through time to the matrix of Google keywords and hacked the satellites that control social media tags and posts to provide you with some imminent poetry events to change our destinies forever. If you have any slams, open mics, or know of any poetry prize events coming up, please share that information in the comment section. We would love to be able to support you and other poetry and writing events out there. If you have just found the entrance to our time device, you are not too late. Here, I provide knowledge of how to start a career in poetdom and find a community that knows. I'm not going to say, take the blue pill. I'm just going to say, know your options. These upcoming open mic events will be an awesome opportunity for you to get more comfortable with performing online and find other voices that you cannot find at your local cubicle or somewhere in the fifth dimension, if you're like me. Looking to hop out of this wormhole and progress as a poet? Well, we have some dying stars daily that are making way for your rise to the global recognition that you deserve. Through many events offered to showcase your artistry and audiences around the world ready to praise you, there is no reason to feel alone. Traveling to the future would be awesome, but as every second passes, we get closer to these open mic night events. I am sure that time will sprout wings and fly as you look forward to these amazing events. From the other side of the black hole of my life, located in the vast land of California, is an organization by the name Mad Mouth Poetry. They have an astonishing open mic taking place on a virtual stage by the name of Hollywood's Poets Open Mic. This event will take place on June 12th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. This mic is opening its doors to the ears and mouths of poets, musicians, and open micers everywhere in the hopes of forming a global celebration and re-entrance to the world despite the past year's pandemonium. Please add this mic to your calendar and look forward to what lies ahead. Is music more your jam? Need time to see into the innovations of sound for our next generation? This musical open mic located in Belfast, United Kingdom, meets the first Saturday of every month to allow amazing ukulele artists to express themselves through song and sound. If you dabble in the art form or do not, there is a place for you as audience is allowed and encouraged. This wellness activist by the name of Rawson Erskine started the Ukulele's uke industry to encourage her local Irish community to stay connected and take personal time to jam. Now, as the illness has frightened the world, she continues to provide peace with this virtual showcase and welcome strangers from around the globe. The ukulele open mic will take place on Saturday, June 5th at 8 p.m. British Summer Time, also known as 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for us in the U.S. For more information on how to sign up through their Eventbrite page, please check out the links below. This is a reminder. Boop, 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 boop. If you are looking for an event a little closer in your sights, don't feel down just yet. As a new home for poets and poetry everywhere, the Poetry Global Network now has the opportunity to provide local fans with the experience that they have missed for about a month now. The Bottoms Up Global Party relaunched on Saturday, May 22nd, resuming as a bi-weekly international hangout between poets, musicians, and artists from around the many time zones. You are bound to see a better tomorrow today. If you miss the rebirth of BU, no need for regret. The next hangout will take place on June 5th at 10 p.m. Manila time, with yours truly taking on the role as your gracious and honored host. You never know, maybe you will travel through time and meet your future and past selves through the powerful pieces of these amazing artists around the planet. I am extremely excited to see what you all have to bring to this mic and party. Please check out our links below to see if you can get on the guest list. Yeah. Do you take pride in knowing what experiences you have ahead of you? Well, I wish to add a little surprise to your lives. This poetry slam may be your chance to gain wisdom of new styles, techniques, and performance strategies to help you on your journey to the monuments of poetry fame. Located on the edge of Australia, this experience goes by the name West Side Poetry Slam. In the region of Australian Western Standard Time, this poetry slam will take place on the second Wednesday of every month, starting at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time +8. This slam will be on June 9th, so make sure you add that to your calendars. This mic asks for respect and originality, requesting works of your own minds, hearts, and arms. The Westside Poetry Slam features artists of all backgrounds, creating a diverse mixture of home for every foot and voice that graces this platform. I encourage you all to bring out your best selves and blow the expectations in the past, inspiring a full read of your open books. Please find them on their Facebook page for more information. The links are below. Yes, I will keep pointing down there until you start clicking. Want to observe artists from afar and show them who you are up close? Get ready to get inspired as the Roxbury Poetry Festival 2021 will be taking place this Saturday at June 5th, starting at 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Located in Roxbury, Massachusetts, Boston, yes, Boston, Massachusetts, this biennial event is centered around the uplifting of poetry and art in their community, which has now become the world. This day-long celebration is free and open to the public, featuring a slam that yields a book contract for a local artist sponsored by the Button Poetry Organization, as well as Beast of the Beats concert battle highlighting a local hip-hop artist. Please join this event for a day of relaxation and motivation to get up and get involved. Yes, I apologize for giving you for so many options for your schedule, but if you're like me, you will enjoy sorting through the chaos. I look forward to seeing you at some of these amazing events. Also, be sure to check back at our previous episodes to make sure that you didn't miss out on any events that I mentioned before. Please check our links for more information on how to get involved in these amazing upcoming opportunities. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to inform you. Florida is a liquefied salt bath of sinking land and mollified people. What's new? But as for experiencing weather together, what do you have for us, Martin?
So we've got some pretty fine weather here, actually, at the moment, which is really nice. And also, didn't I just give you these 5 minutes ago? Thank you. We also have a pretty fine weather poem for you tonight here at the Poetry Times. So I love a silly poem. They're some of my favourite kind. And this poem, we don't actually know who wrote it. So if it is your poem, then please do let us know below, because we'd love to hear some more of your work. And also, because this features animals as well as weather, Giraffester has requested to sit on my shoulder as we read it. So this is called Raining Cats and Dogs. I overheard someone say it was raining cats and dogs today. So I grabbed my coat and grabbed my hat to dash outside and catch a cat. I pictured them raining in the streets, with dogs then landing up in trees. But there were no animals to be found, just big deep puddles on the ground. I imagined that they landed safe and ran off quick to get away. Next time it rains, I hope it brings a flood of animals and other things. I'd like a shower of kangaroos and a quick downpour of gnu's. I'd want a drizzle of raccoons and a thick mist of baboons. Then after about an hour or two, the street would just be one big zoo. Thank you. Now that poem was taken. Yeah, it's a great poem, isn't it? Yeah. So that was taken from kidspoetryclub.com. They have lots of silly animal poems on there, so do have a read. So that is it for this week here on the Poetry Times. But before you go, remember there is lots more to come on the Poetry Global Network. We here are every Monday at 7 p.m. London time, so don't miss that. Also, as Domo said, Bottoms Up, our poetry party, is every other Saturday at 3 p.m. UK time, 10 p.m. Manila time. The next one is on the 5th of June. And we also have 2 other marvellous shows. The Poets Reacts at 1 a.m. London time every Saturday, and the Poets Lighthouse featuring wonderful interviews at 3 a.m. London time every Sunday. All of them will be up on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. And remember, if you have anything poetic you would like to tell us about, please do let us know in the comments below, and we'd absolutely love to hear from you. So thank you for watching. We hope you have a great evening and a great week. And remember, keep on poeting, and we'll see you next time.